quick van life update. The last few days since you saw me last in Lincoln National Forest, I've been at a lava field. I was basically working the whole time, so I didn't get to film a ton, but I did get some of the sunsets, some walking, and I'm working on a backpack review for Low Pro, so we filmed a little bit of that. Today though, we're back on our travel schedule. I'm headed to a pretty cool spot, Elephant Butte. I'm not gonna call it public land per se. I think it's a state park, but you can just camp on the beach anywhere you want, dispersed camping. Sadly, the main lens I usually film on right here is randomly broken. So I've got to run to a FedEx on the way to this next campsite, drop this off and get it fixed. The reason I say that is these videos might look slightly different. I'm gonna be filming on different lenses than normal. Let's get to it. Made a quick stop at Pistachio Land. Could not make this stuff up. There's signs for it everywhere on the highway. Got a bunch of different pistachios, some grits, mix of seasonings, bunch of different seasonings, so figured those could be good in the van. Success! This was not an office center, but the lady was nice enough to print the labels. Lens is now shipped, so we're fixing the 16 to 35. Back on the road to get to our camp spot. So the way this works, there's just a bunch of different paths and trails, and you can pretty much camp anywhere out here from what I read. You do have to buy a pass, so we'll buy that online. You can do that or pay cash at the gate. Some of this has deep sand. I want to go places people are not, but I don't want to get stuck. So far though, this is really unique. I've never really been to a place quite like this that has such a mixed landscape. If that makes sense, like there's different color, fall looking bushes. This is really cool. This is such a cool spot. So we're right on the Rio Grande. We've got backdrop of mountains. This is all primitive camping, so you can just drive through any of those trails you saw. There's tons of different outlets kind of on the beach here. $9 a night, so super cheap. This is kind of my dream. The weather's perfect. Sun's about to set here shortly. I am really happy with this spot. Haley can roam free and just have fun because there's definitely no vehicles coming through here. I think we're planning to spend at least 2 nights here. If I stay in this spot exactly, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. We'll see if other cars show up or not, but so far real happy. Elephant Butte State Park. Gotta use the long arm now. Really reach out to try to vlog because we're on the 24. I think the 24 to 105. Let me show you something. So the cool thing about this lens though, while it's only 24 for vlogging, is it's got crazy zoom up to 105. So like over here, keep an eye on Haley, see what she's doing out there. I'm a little bummed I did not bring the paddleboard. This is especially a great case where I could just use the heck out of it, but oh well, maybe next trip, live and learn. Well, I don't know if you can call it OCD, but I did move spots. There were other campers. We weren't too close, but vlogging, flying my drone, shooting the bow, in a space like this, I could literally move a half mile down, so I did. So that way we just kind of give each other space. I can tell you I'm gonna be happy. Probably be here for 2 nights for sure. Depending on the weather, we'll see if it gets too cold. I know there's a big cold front coming, I think tomorrow. For now, we're gonna soak up this sunset, maybe see some stars. If the moon doesn't rise, it's been a full moon recently. I've been wanting to get some astro. All right, so tonight on the menu, pretty excited. I got some ground elk. This is fresh ground elk that I grabbed in a place in Lincoln National Forest. This is finally thawed and I've got a backup bag in the freezer. So we're gonna use this. And then I've got some corn and shrimp chowder, which is only good for a few more days. So I need to eat this anyway. And it sounds good. I'm feeling a little lazy. Should be a nice dinner, healthy. Well, if you can see the excitement in her eyes, You can probably see depression in my eyes because right as I finished it, I was just kind of cleaning up. I always try to clean right before I eat. And I unplugged my cooktop and it bumped the cable, pulled the bowl off. It did like a full flip, so half of it ended up on the floor. Luckily, I can try some, but man, am I bummed. And I'm gonna have to let my dog eat it. I'll check there's not onions. I don't think there's anything she can't eat, and I don't want that elk to go to waste. That would be a shame. I guess on the bright side, the consensus is it was freaking delicious because I've never seen Haley eat anything that quick. Did have to pick the meat out because there's onions in the chowder itself, and I don't want her eating those, obviously. Sharing is caring, as they say, right? It was a cold one last night. So funny, every morning I think I wake up and I'm just like, should I just go back to my apartment in Austin? Believe it or not, there's a living being, aka my dog, inside of those blankets. The struggle is real. It's so beautiful here. The sun coming out has definitely warmed things up a bunch. I do have to figure out, I need to get serious about this 50 miler I have coming up. And I can probably run a bit here, but I need to do like a 20-mile training run, and I do worry leaving the van, and most importantly, my dog. The van's replaceable, my dog is not, and while I don't think anything would happen out here, it's always just a concern. So kind of need to figure out the next couple days. I'm definitely gonna enjoy here throughout the most of today because it is just beautiful right now. I'll give you some scenery. There's birds, there's nature, there's wildlife. Definitely a little chilly, like I said, but it's not too bad. I'm being a wuss. So I'm probably gonna take it a little bit easier than normal this morning, kind of soak this up, let it warm up a little bit. And then I think here in maybe an hour or two, we'll head out, do a little morning workout with the pooch. I can let her off leash here, which is awesome because there's no one around. So super safe. Nature is wonderful. Coffee cheers. Hey, you gonna go for a walk? You know, these are not ideal shooting conditions, but I'm trying to see what basically cold and wind will do to me. It's a very safe area to shoot with, and I want to see how that affects the arrows, affects my hold. Like, I'm definitely shaking because I'm a little cold. Not wearing gloves, I might even try shooting with wearing gloves. So I got this delicious easy cheddar grits that I really want to eat, but I know I'm going to feel guilty if I don't get more of a workout in. So we did the hike ruck earlier. Been kind of walking around, been shooting the bow a ton. It's time for a real ruck workout. I'm gonna do some lunges and some push-ups and all that fun stuff. And then I'm gonna do some elk with the easy cheddar grits. And this time, I'm not gonna spill any on the floor. Sorry, maybe a little bit. I'm gonna start by cooking 3-ish slices of bacon, render the fat a little bit. Then I'll throw the elk in, mix that all up, cook it. Then we'll actually cook the grits, cook that up, throw this all back in there, and I've got some avocado slices too I'll probably throw in as well. This is gonna be delicious. I'm pumped. Might not be the most photogenic, but I can guarantee this is gonna be tasty. Real tasty. Spicy, it's got some heat to it, which I like. And so while watching a, whatever this is, probably like 45-inch projector in nature is kind of lame. Hey, it's a balance, right? I got to watch the sunset last night. I got some footage tonight. It was awesome. Sun's winding down, it's cold outside, and I am gonna enjoy a new episode of The Peripheral, show on Amazon. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Tomorrow morning, when I see you guys next, I have kind of a fun adventure beyond this. So I'm changing up van life a little bit. Got my coffee. Haley's still sleeping in. Just looking at the lake and the sunrise. I think it's only about 35 outside right now. I am headed to a KOA cabin. Something I've never done, kind of spoiling myself from van life. While it's been fun, the cold front has hit and, you know, the heater's running a lot overnight. The cabin sounds like a lot of fun. Also, I need to get some longer runs in, and so that'll allow me to leave Haley in the cabin, go out for hopefully some like 13 to 20 milers, and I'm only there for 2 nights. Nothing too crazy. Definitely was able to soak up this spot. Really enjoyable. And thank you for joining me on this adventure. It's always a fun one. I'm gonna hang out here for a few more hours, probably just do the normal stuff that you've already seen, so we don't need to film that, but hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you next time. All right, call it like New Mexico fever or whatever you want. I swear last night, though, I did see some weird stuff. I tried to capture it on video. If I did a photo, it was basically just a burst of light. You can kind of see it here on this video. Like, it was this weird strobing light that was going red, green, white, from what I could tell, very quickly. Thing is, when I was taking shots, like, it wasn't, I thought it was a plane. It was not moving at the speed of a plane, because when you take a long exposure, you'll get a line. Like, see this photo here, this astro photo, you'll see what I'm talking about. Was not doing that. It seemed like it was rotating. It might be a satellite. I've just never seen a satellite that's caused that much strobing color that rapidly. So who the heck knows, but when in New Mexico.